In a new op-ed, Fox News contributor DeRoy Murdoch argues Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is the new leader of the Democratic Party. He says once Cortez started pushing the ideas of abolishing ICE, Medicare for all, and a new Green Deal, Democrats jumped on board, including some 2020 presidential candidates. Here's more from him, quote, "Despite having served in office for less than a month, she is now the pace car for the Democrats' turbocharged race to the far left. If AOC says it, many Democrats adopt it as their new gospel," end quote. Power Panel slides in now. Alex Wilkes, Senior Vice President of America Rising Corporation, and Antoine Seawright, Democratic strategist and a former senior advisor to the Hillary Clinton campaign. Antoine, I'll start with you. Your reaction to that?
Well, just because the opinion writer wrote the opinion doesn't make it true. I do think that AOC has found her voice from within the Democratic Party, and she has a large following. And believe it or not, some of the policies she advocates for has the backing of Democrats and Republicans, because we've seen that imposed, like her new tax proposal.
Which ones do Republicans agree with, Alex?
Her new tax proposal has caught steam, and I think a large portion of people in this country agree with her tax proposal, and that's okay. But to be clear, I think she is fighting for the things that people elected her in her district to do, and that's okay. Now,
right,
to say she is the leader
want
in our
Alex
party,
to get a word
I don't
in
know
here.
about that.
So, Alex, if you look at some polling, people are taking a look at what, I mean, Antoine's right about that. People on your side of the aisle, young people particularly, taking a look. What do you say?
So I think that the Democratic candidates in 2020 were already moving to the left before Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez came onto the scene. I think she's
what
just
about
sort of
Republicans?
an accelerant.
Are any of them moving to the left?
Not to my knowledge, but you know, if you look at after 2016, candidates or prospective candidates like Kirsten Gillibrand, Elizabeth Warren, these were candidates that were all trying to avoid the same fate that Hillary Clinton faced in the 2016 elections, where she wasn't quite progressive enough for that Bernie base that ended up being so important in that primary and ultimately the general election. So we saw that these candidates really started to take on issues like free tuition for all, Medicare for all. These were all issues the Democrats were starting to adopt. I just think that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sort of accelerated that, the impact of those proposals when she came onto the scene in the midterms.
Antoine, obviously, she's too young to run for president, according to the Constitution, but that will change one day. And does she speak for you and others? I mean, I think I know a little bit about your past politics. She sounds pretty far left of you.
Well, I grew up in the South, so our politics are a bit different than someone who is a New Yorker, and that's okay.
Oh, that's
because
nicely put.
we are a big tent party. However, I do think that Alexandria AOC will one day be a stronger voice within our party, and she has a corner, she has a following, and believe it or not, those numbers are going to continue to grow. I don't think she's going to push presidential candidates as far to the left as some of my Republican friends claim, because I do think Democrats understand what it takes to win back the White House and win ballots up and down went on ballots up and down this country.
Alex, can I just ask you how you pay for all this free stuff that the left is talking about now in AOC?
Well, there's the rub. You know, when you really start to push on these issues and ask candidates how they're going to actually affect these proposals, that's where things start to fall apart. I think a great example of this was with Kamala Harris this week on the CNN town hall.
Medicare for all.
Where she kind of revealed the truth of a Medicare for all proposal, which is that, that you lose private insurance. And so, you know, when you really start to push on it,
Alex
things fall apart.
And Antoine, thank you. I'll be back in a moment.
Thank you.